to, again, our fans are those who might probably like to do the race. I want you to speak to them as far as what does that entail when you resist arrest, but yet you cut that ankle monitor off, and now you gone, you fleeing, and you're out on bond. What does that mean for your case versus doing what the judge say to do and stay within the parameters of your bond? Can you tell how detrimental is that when it comes to trial?
Extremely. That is potentially going to be brought up. There's some people who are actually charged with another crime because of it.
Real life. If it ain't real life, just say real life street stars. You know what time it is.
How many times have you seen on TV that families that thought they got justice, only years later, the person that they thought killed their loved one goes free? And they have to live that twice. So do it right the first time.
So what does it mean when they say you have a right to a speedy trial? Because if I've been sitting in jail 3-4 years, that ain't fast.
Man, part of that could be also your defense attorney. Right?
Right.
So this is going to be for the streets. So a lot of people rather stay in county and rack up time, as much time as they can before they get shipped off.
For sure.
If I know I'm going to do 20, let me see if I can do 6 of it here in town so my mom and my family can come see me every weekend. You know what I'm saying? And so continuances, you not ready? Okay, we're not going to push you. Take your time. Do what you need to do. We'll be over here. We're not going nowhere. But speedy trial, if I have a speedy trial actually works best to me when your client's on bond, because number one, that shows that they're not necessarily a threat because they're free. And you're saying, hey, look, let's get to this. The law says that my client is entitled to a speedy trial. It's been 3 years. This case should have happened within 12 months. You either try this case within this next setting if the judge rules in my favor, or it's dismissed. Plain and simple. So let's square up and do what we're going to do, or you need to walk on and go on home. Did I just say square up?
Yeah, that's a lawyer talk. That lawyer talk.
We knew what square you meant.
That lawyer talk.
My bad.
So in that case, also, when it comes to bonds, like, why would you see a man get tried for one type of case and get a certain amount, and then another person get that same case and he's bond like $30 million? What do they base that off of?
Some things that we can actually see and understand, and some things that is personal to the person who's making that.
Gotcha.
And so, they try to say that it's a quick standard across the board. But then again, too, man, it goes back to your lawyer. Like we said about the NBA. Maybe you got a bench player.
No, that's facts. I'm gonna use that analogy till the day we die. So let me ask you. We have a situation in Dallas Fort Worth. We have a lot of cases, and I'm sure you might have heard of the Tay-K trial, the race, where an artist came out. He was arrested for murder. Mm-hmm. He bonded out, and then he did what they call the race, where he is on the run. He made a song called The Race, which is now famous for being on the run. And of course, they got him. and now he's serving 50 years for one of the. I mean, it was like three cases they had on him, but because of that, the race itself. And I want you to speak to, again, our fans are those who might probably like to do the race. I want you to speak to them as far as what does that entail when you resist arrest, but yet you cut that ankle monitor off, and now you gone, you fleeing, and you're out on bond. What does that mean for your case versus doing what the judge say to do and stay within the parameters of your bond? Can you tell how detrimental is that when it comes to trial?
Extremely. That is potentially going to be brought up. There's some people who are actually charged with another crime because of it, right? And so, and if they decide to try those cases together, because technically it's out of the same transaction, then now a jury might actually hear the fact that, okay, and it just depends on the jurisdiction in the state and so forth. There's a lot of ifs in that. But number one, in the judge's eyes, it's basically a plea of guilty. And if a jury hears it, now they're looking at you like, man, if you ain't do it, why you run?
Should you ever represent yourself? And if so, should you ever represent yourself? Let's start with that.
It depends, man. I think I represented myself once, like a traffic ticket. Yeah, I think.
Were you suited and booted?
Of course. We always come to spank. We always come to spank. But man, that's a tricky question in a sense. I have a friend who had a federal charge, and he did what they call a focus group. A focus group is when you get volunteers to come in off the street and you do a mix-up of gender, age, race, based on what the jury pool usually looks like. And you put them in and you do a mock trial. Well, he did this mock trial and with these high-profile attorneys, and every time he came out guilty. And they would ask the jury, and they said, well, he's a lawyer, we wanted to hear from him. So he tried the case himself and got acquitted. He's a good lawyer. And the fact that they got a sense of who he was, I think really moved the jury to be like, man, he didn't do this.
Right.
He didn't do this.
When coming to trial, if you're on trial, should you dress up?
You should dress up every time you hit the courtroom.
Right. And does that make the judge favor you more? Is that a thing?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, man, going to court is like going on a first date with a girl you really like. Are you showing up with your muscle shirt with the hole in it because it's or the Michael Jordan jersey from 1986 and some cutoff shorts? You ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing that. So don't do that when you go to court. Because if you want the court to, the court feels like you take them serious, they're going to take you serious.
What colors should you wear and what colors should you stay away from?
Stay away. I will say this, man. Stay away from any colors that may be known gang colors in your community. Because judges know that stuff because they're briefed on stuff like that. And so you want to stay away from those colors. And so you want to wear, wear your nice tan, a nice brown, a nice black, a nice navy blue suit. Navy blue is going to be, really should be your go-to.
And the reason for that, we saw the Tory Lanez case and he wore a pink suit on one of his days of trial. It is like whatever it was a very obnoxious color, and you know, it's like, what are you saying with this suit on, with this pink suit on?
Brother, I got a suit. I got 3 suits in my office that set Miami on fire every time I wear them.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. That turquoise, aqua.
But I would never walk into a courtroom with those on. I did show up to the courtroom in a size large Tampa Stingray, the hockey team shirt. They left my luggage.
Oh, so you have to just...
They left my luggage, so I walked in the court, and the bailiff was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm an attorney." He said, "You're not dressed appropriately." I said, "Can I at least address the court?"
Yeah, right.
And he said, I said, "Judge, so I flew in on this airline. You know how they are. They lost my bag. You told me I had to be here. I am here. And in goodwill of being here, I donate some tax dollars by buying merchandise to a team I hope you like because I wore it to impress you, but I needed to make sure I got here." She laughed about it. She said, "Mr. Taylor, I appreciate your contribution to Tampa. In the future, you have permission to call my clerk if they ever should lose your bag again, and we'll reset the case."
The fact that the bailiff told you to, hey man, you ain't dressed right.
Brother, I can wear this right now, and I got some bailiffs who would ask me, "Where's my attorney?"
Oh wow. God. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, when it comes to representing yourself, what are your thoughts on Ronnie O'Neal, who
Shout out RealLyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.